Bata. You are the CEO of ISNA, and you are welcoming us at the ISNA Annual Convention in Detroit. So we would appreciate if you can introduce briefly ISNA to a French-speaking audience.
Sure. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for interviewing me. ISNA is the Islamic Society of North America. We are the oldest and largest Muslim organization in America. We have a very long history. We've done quite a bit for the American Muslim community. And ISNA started off actually with a small group of international students studying in universities in the US. And they wanted a way to preserve their religion, preserve their culture and so on, and interact with other Muslims. But at that time, there weren't many masajid in the US, and there were no other Muslim organizations at the time. So they got together, and that's when the MSA was born, the Muslim Student Association.
So that was in the 50s, right?
Yes, and we have MSA chapters in thousands of universities and colleges across the US. Once that same group of people, when they got a little older and they graduated, they still wanted to be engaged, they still wanted to be active, but they were no longer students, and so the MSA really was no longer for them. And that's when ISNA was born.
Okay, thank you. So now that ISNA is a big organization, and I learned that you've been appointed as the CEO very recently. So what is your mission as a CEO? What is your mandate as a CEO of ISNA?
I took this position about 3 months ago, so I'm new in the position, and my mandate is very simply to revamp ISNA. We have some things that we need to change internally as well as externally. Internally, I'm doing that one step at a time with the staff and our protocol and things of that nature. The big issue then is really going to be externally. What is it that ISNA is going to do for the community? ISNA currently does a lot. ISNA has a youth program, we have a government relations program, we have an interfaith program, we have a chaplaincy endorsement program where if you want to be a chaplain in prisons or in the military, you have to be endorsed. ISNA is one of the major endorsing organizations. We have our big annual convention. We have lots of other events throughout the year. We have a big scholarship program. We distribute hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships every year. So ISNA does a lot.
Universities or?
No, to individuals.
Okay.
We give them in forms of scholarships and grants to individuals.
So they can go to universities?
Yes. Absolutely. Sometimes they're universities, sometimes they're smaller programs that they want to go to. So ISNA does a lot, but we need to focus ISNA, make it more effective and more efficient, inshallah. So that's my mandate.
So you're going to reduce the scope of your activities?
Possibly. All of the activities that we have are pretty essential. So I'd rather not reduce. I'd rather maybe just make them more effective, streamline them, and integrate them better into the overall vision of ISNA.
All right. So as you said, so you've been, elected or appointed 3 months ago. So what's the governance of ISNA?
Well, I was appointed by the personnel committee. The way ISNA works is we have the General Assembly, and the General Assembly is comprised of anyone who wants to be a member. I believe you have to be 18 years old, an American citizen, and a practicing Muslim. So anyone who wants to join ISNA, to be a member of ISNA in the General Assembly, can be a member.
So what do you mean by a practicing Muslim?
You have to identify yourself as a Muslim. We don't ask whether or not you pray, whether or not you fast, what denomination you are. We don't do any of that. If you identify yourself as a Muslim, then that's enough for us.
So you don't have to be a practicing Muslim. You have to be a Muslim to participate in the assembly.
Correct, yes. And we are an inclusive organization. We are open to Sunni, Shia, Arabs, Desi, whoever wants to join, converts, African Americans. ISNA is an inclusive and open organization.
Okay. Last year in the U.S. you had a lot of issues with same-sex marriage, right?
Yes.
So did you have any problem with that within ISNA? Some, shift or?
No, we didn't have a problem with it. We had issued a statement in that ISNA, we believe in equality for all. Obviously within Islam, homosexuality is haram, and we are not here to rewrite Islam. but we are in a non-Muslim country, and everybody is free to live their life the way they want to live it. And so we were not endorsing homosexuality, and we were not endorsing same-sex marriage per se, but we were endorsing the idea of equality and that everybody should be given the same rights regardless of what their background is.
How is NICE funded?
ISNA is funded through contributions, contributions within the U.S. only. We do not accept foreign donations. We do not get any assistance from any government of any kind. So we function purely off of the generosity of the American Muslim community.
That is exactly individuals or corporations?
Primarily individuals. You know, we do receive money from many Muslim organizations. For example, Imana. They're a group of physicians in the U.S., American Muslim physicians, and they created an organization. They do a lot of charitable work all over the world, actually, but every year they make a very generous donation to us. So, but we do have organizations that donate to us, but it's primarily from individuals.
Okay. What's the budget